Hi, you're very welcome. It's Ash Thornton here of Ash Thornton Tarot. I'm here to give you a collective message for the Gemini full moon. Um, we're here on this channel to raise vibrations. So you're going to be getting some positive messages from the universe, my spirit guides, and also I have been meditating and blessing the cards with the archangels, in particular Archangel Michael. I have pre-shuffled quite a bit, but I'm just going to give you another little shuffle now. I'm just reading uprights. I'm using the Light Seers, which is very popular, and I have to say my favourite deck because it's got like the light and dark in them. So let's go. Let's see what the message is for the collective today. Okay. Okay, so uprights. We've got the Six of Cups. We've got the Empress. The King of Swords. Chariot. Ten of Wands. And I'm going to take one more. The Nine of Wands. And the overarching energy is the Three of Swords. So I was saying we were trying to keep things positive here, but as you can see in this card, it's quite dark. You can see absolute. I mean, I think it's so beautiful the way that the illustrator has depicted the pain, the despair, the sorrow, the heartbreak. Here we can see the heart being torn apart in all different directions. So it could be that is the case, that there are many sorrows. Certainly, that would be the energy that a lot of people are experiencing right now. It is very easy to get very deep in your head and get very low in vibration, and to feel and to go into a deep depression and feel that the universe is against you, that there is no light, and that you cannot. You can see here she's just deep within her pain. So she is not able to see anything more than, and in a way it's not even seeing, it's kind of just feeling, only feeling that pain as her heart is being ripped open. So it's a very negative energy that is around at the moment, and I can totally, I can say that is something that I have been experiencing, and that other people that I chat to have reported too. Just people saying, "Oh, everything's going wrong," I just don't, I can't. This year has been terrible. It's been one thing after the other. But we have to remember that we can create our own universe. Yes, external factors can affect us badly, and yes, can cause great pain and sorrow. But it's important that we don't stay in that energy too long, and that we try to find a calmness and a centeredness in our emotions. If we go to extremes, it is important that we do not stay there for very long. And ideally, you don't go there in the first instance, because your emotions can be like a pendulum, where you go to one extreme, then it is likely they will fly to the other extreme and back and back. And as a result, you never feel centered and balanced in the middle. So what you're ideally trying to do is stay in that centered energy. But obviously, when you're feeling this kind of pain, it's difficult to be in that energy. But if you can try to get back into it, that would be the ideal, so that you don't get absolutely overwhelmed, because you can see here that this person is so overwhelmed by all that is happening, and they can't see anything other than the darkness around. And in here we have the tree with no leaves and no growth, and this very kind of bleak landscape. So there's no sense of hope through kind of like a beautiful nature or a fertile nature. It's all barren and dark and bleak. So we don't want to stay in that energy, guys, okay? Just looking at the reading, though, I think that the positive note is that we are going to be coming out of that. So here, the Six of Cups, for me, this one for me is very much about the soul path. So starting from a young age up to, you know, an old age, so mature age. And this is depicted by the child and also the puppy that grows into the older man and the dog traveling together. It might be that you've got a companion that comes with you, or it could be a soulmate that you meet along this path, travels the path with you. But for me, this is, you can see the universe depicted in the back here, in this very magical colours at the back. For me, this is the soul mission. So as you come down to when you were born, you have already selected a soul path, a soul purpose. Maybe initially you don't know what that is, but you find it along your journey. And this for me is saying that you're on that way, you're on that journey right now. Some of you already know what it is, what you're here to do, and some of you will find it as you go along. But it's all a journey, and we have to think of that like this here is a moment, okay? Life is more than that. And here we see the protection of the universe. And of course, it's much better if you do have that companion to go with you on that journey. And at the end of the day, you can find those companions everywhere. They don't necessarily have to be romantic ones. They can be soulmates in many different forms, in the form of relatives, in the form of friendships, people in your community. So you can find those special soulmates wherever you go. Next to that, we have the Empress. You can see here that she is very abundant. She is heavily pregnant here with the world inside her. This obviously shows great creation. And she is very benevolent, a very gentle spirit. I would again say here we've got the universe in the background, so we've got that sort of protective energy, that kind of magical energy behind, and it shows a kind of a great potential for creativity, to give birth to something that could potentially affect your whole world, or even greater, maybe everybody here in the universe, because we're all part of a whole. We're not in isolation. So it is my belief that we are all interconnected, and so if I raise my vibration, if I do something positive in my life, then it is felt by the whole. Equally, it can be the other way. So this is why it is important for as many of us as possible to be in that positive vibration, in that high vibration. And certainly when you're in the Empress energy, this is the combination of all the queens of the tarot together. We've got the cups of emotions, the wands of passion and creativity, the swords of great intelligence and communication. What have I missed out? Earth, Pentacles, so great abundance, security. So she's got all of that within her, and you can see that she is aligned with grace. When you look at her, she is so graceful. She is connected to grace. She's connected to the divine. So that is a beautiful, beautiful energy. So here we can see that as we travel along our soul path, this is the energy that we are wanting to get into. This is our soul purpose here. This is our soul purpose, whatever that may be for you. But we can see here that a lot of you are very abundant, and that you have this great potential to make a huge difference within the universe. It may be on a platform in some way, or it could just be in a kind of solitary way, but yet your energy is impactful, and whatever you're doing is impactful, even if other people are not aware of it. In the center of the reading, we have the King of Swords. So here he's sitting reflecting. He's got great perspective from the high mountains that he sits upon. He has messengers around him, so he is an air energy. So he is about intelligence, he's about communication, he's about logic. But for me, the birds are messengers from the universe, and he is, he's getting messages. We've got beautiful, lovely, bright blue sky there, which is a sharp contrast to this kind of grey, overcast sky. So for me, this is about getting a perspective as to what has happened to you. And you're sitting calmly, thinking, and maybe you're getting kind of different messages from different places. That is basically, essentially, the universe connecting with you and helping you process what has gone on. And it's important to be still and take in those messages, and work out what is your next actions as you travel your soul path and bring about your purpose. Certainly, after that meditative energy, this one that comes next actually is quite fast moving. So there's a sense of here that once, it's quite interesting because he's in as this lying down on my table, he's looking at her. So if this is you, he's reflecting on what this is, what this purpose is, what is this aim, this thing that you are creating, yeah. And like I said, he's getting those messages, and then once he's done that, what we have next is the Chariot, and you can see this is hugely fast-moving energy. He's in effect, or you have in effect, jumped on top of this carriage and you've set off. Again, we've got this lovely energy, lovely sky, representing the universe, representing kind of like a divine force behind you, and the two horses that are being totally controlled by intuition, and they're heading, even though they're representative of the light and the dark, and I suppose we could say the sort of the lighter energies that you have and the darker energies you have, you are heading, they're both heading in the same direction. So you've basically harnessed those energies, and you're you've harnessed it with your mind, and also with your intuition, and you're moving forward at great pace towards your purpose. I often reflect about the light and the dark, and obviously I try to go for that lighter energy because I'm raising my vibration, but essentially we are human, and we will always have that darker energy, and really it's a case of accepting it, knowing it is there, that it will surface, but mastering it, and mastering them both to such an extent that they can travel together, because if they don't, they will pull the carriage. They can't go forward with the carriage. They're going to head off in different directions. So this is something that the universe is saying that you must master. A bit of a slower energy, but still a sense of moving forward, the Ten of Wands. So in your intuition, in your knowledge of your soul purpose, you're flying forward. In reality, we're seeing a slower movement, but nevertheless a movement. This could be a travel, going elsewhere, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be a change of job. It could be just like as I said, like you're on a soul path, and it may be that you're ready for that next stage. You have completed what you have set out to do somewhere, and now it is a time to pack up and to go to the next stage. But here she is very capable. She's not carrying the burden herself, so she is free to move, which is very different to the Rider-Waite. So again, maybe you've got help and assistance, and for me, they're coming back down the mountain. So they've done the main journey, and the hard journey, the challenge, shall we say, and it's almost like going to, like I said, kind of going to a stage where there is preparation for the next leg. So for me, this one here is more of, this is more energetic, and then this one for me is a more physical, you know, it's what's actually manifesting. So it's interesting. So lots and lots of movement here, which is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, because it means that we're leaving behind this darkness, which is essentially what we really, really need to do. So some really lovely positive cards here. And then here we are, Nine of Wands, the final card here. So great resilience, someone holding a wand. So remembering here where we've got the main wand here is pretty much for me like the Ace of Wands, which is your great passion, your goal, what drives you. And she is standing firm with that and holding tightly to it. She's not giving it up. She's not giving up her goal. She's not giving up her passion, her desire, ambition. The skies are still, you know, pretty good. A little bit stormy, but not too much. We have a barrier here made up of the other ones. Here she's sort of setting out her boundaries, telling people what they cannot cross, and being kind of very resolute about the way forward. So I think here overall, whatever happened here that has caused so much heartbreak has actually been strangely very positive, because it's set you off. Either, even if you were on this path, it's brought you further along. And certainly by the looks of this, it really has almost catapulted you energetically after the appropriate reflection. And I really love that. I think it's fabulous. So we've really kind of gathered ourselves up and we're like, right, okay, this happened to me, but I'm going to stick with this, whatever it is, whatever this is, I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to guard it, and I'm going to fulfill it. Even though I've had this, I am going to do what I set out to do. Wow. Love it. Hey? I love this energy. I think it's fabulous. And that is what all about Ash Thornton Tarot is all about, is keeping it positive. What can we do to keep in that higher energy? What can we do to raise consciousness? And for me, I don't know what your individual stories are, but I think you can really get a sense about the energies here. Yeah? And it's a lot to feel inspired about. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it has inspired you and that you feel that you can kind of overcome this, because I think that this now is something that is going. It's going, yeah. And even if it is in the background still, you're picking yourself up. Yeah, you are. And that is to be totally admired. So yeah, that's it. Good luck. See you next time. Bye.